Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm Dawn Hammond. I have the honor to be president of the American Topical Association. We've got a great program for you tonight. Two of our favorite presenters, and they're back with us, and we're real excited. Alan and Diane Bauer are experts on the philately of Eastern Europe. Their business, Hungaria Stamp Exchange, sorts their inventory of over 1 million stamps by both country and topic, something that topical collectors love. It also includes beautiful color images of the stamps. After tonight's program, you'll want to be sure and take a look, www.hungarianstamps.com. Their stamp business was started by Alan's dad in Hungary in the 1940s. He moved to the US in the 1950s and got his family settled before restarting the business, serving mostly a small group of customers and friends. Alan became the proprietor in 1982, again serving a small group of customers and friends. Then in 2004, it all changed. The business developed an internet presence, and the rest is history. Today, Alan, Diane, and their family serve customers in 15 countries. We have a special evening for you. We can sit back and relax because we're all going on vacation. Diane and Alan.
Thank you, Dawn. And we're the Bowers.
I'm Alan.
I'm Diane. And together we're going to be your tour guides for this evening's Philatelic holiday through the coastal countries of Eastern Europe. Whether you enjoy taking a holiday indoors or outdoors, in the summer or winter, in solitary reflection with family and friends, we are sure you will delight in the colorful stamps of the coastal countries of Eastern Europe. And just to get you started, as you get your passports ready, you can see these pairs from Bosnia-Herzegovina, and with the foot view of the snorkeler and the skier contemplating what to do next when they get to the top of the lift, to the timelessness of a vacation with no hands on the clocks that are skiing and beaching, or the whimsical sail through the Greek Isles, or hot air ballooning. We're sure that you will enjoy in the delightful, colorful stamps of the coastal countries of Eastern Europe. Now, many of us may think that when you hear of Eastern Europe, that there's mostly landlocked countries. Surprisingly enough, most of them have borders on a sea. If we start in the north with the Baltic Sea, we have what's called the Balkan countries or Balkan states of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and Poland also has a long border on the Baltic Sea. Alan's going to tell you about this one identified little spot here that's the same color as the Russian Federation.
Yeah, that is Kaliningrad, and it's a very interesting part of Eastern Europe. It was originally a Königsberg, which is a German port on the Baltic Sea, but at the end of World War II, it was ceded to Russia. Now you'll notice that it's not connected to Russia. It's completely surrounded by Lithuania and Poland, but it is the Russians' only all-weather port on the Baltic, and the Baltic Sea Fleet is headquartered over there. We'll see a little bit more about that later on in the presentation.
Heading to the west, we have the Adriatic Sea, and the countries of Eastern Europe with borders there are Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, and Albania. Greece has a tiny little bit of western border on the Adriatic, and it also has a border on and islands in the Aegean Sea, along with Turkey, both the European part of Turkey and the Asian part of Turkey. Heading to the west, we have the countries that border on the Black Sea. We have Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Georgia, and Russia. And also Turkey has a border on the Black Sea. Now that we have lots of choices for countries for our philatelic holiday, we can decide what shall our venue be. We have mountains and streams and rivers, lakes, and more mountains here, and the souvenir sheet from the Ukraine, which is the mountainous area also. Continuing on our holiday venue selection, we have some of the lovely national parks in Croatia. We have beaches and coastline in Lithuania. We have the rugged coastal area of Latvia, and the coast of Ordu in Turkey is set here. Some of the stamps we've selected for the holiday trip this evening are from the Europa issuances. Oh, yeah. All right. Europa are special stamp issuances from the European postal administrations, which promote cooperation across postal domains and philately. These stamps help to build common awareness of culture, roots, and history of Europe. Each year, Europa stamps are issued by European Postal Administration and enterprises and bear the official Europa logo. Each year, there's a specific theme. The 2022 theme is stories and myths. What we have here on the ones on the right, Shakpiria is Albania, and that was the issuance of the holiday from 2004.
The 2004 series in all the countries
In all the countries.
was holidays.
We also have the issuance from Bosnia-Herzegovina. And, oh no, you caught us. We have a landlocked country here. It just happens to be a gorgeous sunbathing print from Macedonia, which is landlocked. However, if you bear with us for a few seconds, we'll explain to you why we included Macedonia. Macedonia, when it was applying for its entrance into the European Union in 2004, was going to be voted down by Greece, because Greece felt that they had a historic lock on the name of Macedonia. So for a while, they became known as from the former Republic of Macedonia, and no one ever wants to be the former Republic of anything. They have currently changed their name to the Republic of North Macedonia, and Greece has approved their application, and there is no veto. They have their application accepted. It still hasn't been ratified as a treaty, but we included the stamp anyhow for Macedonia.
So now they're legal.
Now they're legal. Some other Europa stamps that we've included here is the Romania set, which is the crane on the Danube, and the mountains of Romania, and castles. And castles are very important in Romania because that's where Count Dracula hides out historically. Lithuania, we have this pair here with what looks like Vilnius as one of the capital, and the mountains and streams here. We have a pair from Bosnia, the Croat, and we have a pair from the rugged coast of Montenegro.
Now, this is the 2012 series, which is visit ...
Thank you.
And so they're encouraging visiting all the countries of Europe.
But the ones we're talking about today are the coastal ones of Eastern Europe.
Right.
Now that we've come through some of our venues and we're building up some looks at the gastronomic experience of
And
Eastern
we
Europe.
we hope that you all have eaten dinner
Or
because
if you're in Australia.
we're in Australia breakfast, but because you're going to see some really good foods that you will want to eat if you haven't already. No.
The pear here is from Georgia. And we have the bakers of Georgia, and this one looks like there's a bit of ham over here. Traditional food from Albania. These wonderful carving tables from Romania with meat and cheese and wine. And we have Latvia and Macedonia. We put Macedonia in because look at that gorgeous food. And the Europa
Getting hungry.
2005 gastronomy offer from Romania, which has the duck stew pot and the archer and the hunting dog and the game bird and of course a chalice of wine.
Yes, now I'll talk a little bit about this slide because there are a couple of stamps from Bosnia, and before we get to that, I just want to give you a little background on Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's one of the most complicated countries in Eastern Europe. It's one country, Bosnia and Herzegovina, but it has two separate municipal administrations. There's the one is Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the other is the Republic of Srpska, which is the Serb part of Bosnia. What makes it really interesting is there are three completely separate postal administrations. So as you see stamps from Bosnia, they are totally separated. Scott has them listed separately, and they have three separate administrations. And they're primarily based on ethnic areas. The first is Bosnia Muslim, which is headquartered in Sarajevo. Second is Bosnia Serb, which is in Banja Luka, and the third is Bosnia Croat, which is in Mostar. So you'll find gorgeous stamps from all three, but they're totally separated, and they're just used in their particular administrations. The sheet on the left is a Croat, Bosnia Croat, and it has wine bottle and cutting board cheeses and all kinds of very interesting stuff. The middle is Bosnia Serb stamp, or pear actually, and they're cooking pots near a fire and some more ethnic foods. The sheet on the right is from Ukraine, and it's a sheet of ethnic dishes. It's actually the same stamp, but it's a mini sheet of 8 of ethnic dishes of Ukraine.
Our last gastronomy offerings are the traditional foods from Greece with spanakopita, grilled octopus, roasted lamb, and moussaka, eggplant. Of course, enjoyed with a lovely glass of Croatian wine. While you're enjoying this whimsical set of stamps from Bulgaria with the man jumping through the flaming heart, the baby emerging from a wine chalice, which is a little hard to understand, the waiter serving the bottle of wine with the glass, and the wine press with the bird plucking the grapes off and the spigot flowing through the cup. So we thought you would enjoy the gastronomical experience, and now we can start to work off some of those wonderful foods. It is now time.
Now that we've eaten, it's time for
Holiday
activities.
activities, whether fishing on a Greek fishing boat, touring through the Greek Isles, sunbathing or walking on the rugged beach of Lithuania, hiking through the mountains, backpacking through Bosnia. And this is a direct descent or climb in Greece. Or hiking through the Carpathian Gardens of Romania. Let's see if those activities weren't your choice, if we can find a few others. Watching the marine life is always delightful. And this is a joint issue between Bulgaria and Ukraine on the marine life of the Black Sea. My favorite one
Mhm.
on this slide is the kayaking in Slovenia under the Pesha mine. And the colorful celebration of the Black Sea marine life from Romania with the map, and the one from Albania, which is a mini sheet of the marine life. Tourism.
You want to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I was going to tell you about tourism.
No, I'm just gonna do the, this one
Hold
here.
on, let me.
Yeah, why don't you
Okay.
get started?
Part of our philatelic holiday is to enjoy the area of tourism, and many opportunities exist on the steppes of coastal countries of Eastern Europe. This one from Slovenia is the stone building, a historic building of Sanjel. There's the set of tourism, the 150th anniversary of tourism in Croatia, with sailing and the Isles and the Plitvice lakes and waterfalls. And Alan is going to tell you about this unlikely joint issue between the cities of Rijeka and Galway.
These rather unique stamps are commemorating Rijeka's selection in 2020 as the cultural capital of the European Union. It's showing some of the rather unique scenes within Rijeka, and then its partner city, Galway. We've been very fortunate, and we've been to both cities. Rijeka is a beautiful small city on the coast of the Adriatic, and just above the Istrian Peninsula. And it is truly cultural and historical sites that are to be seen there.
One other thing about Rijeka is a great place to buy earrings right on the harbor. So if you're ever there, stop at the earring kiosk. That's
good seafood too.
Yes, good seafood. Continuing with tourism, we have this beautiful set of 4 stamps from Albania, this lovely set from Montenegro, and a souvenir sheet of the Plitvice lakes and waterfalls in Croatia. Now, how do we get to these places? We have to decide on our methods of travel. It could be on a small Greek fishing boat, a Bulgarian freighter, a series of sailing vessels from Croatia, or the historic tall ships from either Poland or Latvia. And if that's not your choice, Alan's going to tell you about this interesting series of Viking stamps from Estonia.
Viking ships, not the preferred method of travel, but they're beautiful. It's a beautiful set. Before I do that, just want to get a little background on Estonia and the other Baltics. Prior to 1918, they were part of the Russian Empire. Estonia and then Latvia and Lithuania that are also on the Baltics, considered to be Baltic countries. From 1918 to 1940, they were independent. And then in 45 to 91, they were part of the USSR. Then they again became independent in 1991 and issued stamps going forward. So there's really 2 periods in Baltic stamp issuance. Is the classic period from 1918 to 1941 and the modern period from 91 onward. This set here is these are the Viking ships of Estonia, and this is the first commemorative set of Estonia. It was issued in 1919. And I'll continue with the sheet on the left. This is Tallinn Tallinn to Monte Carlo road race and rally. And this was issued in 2018. Now, it would be really nice if we could use that method of travel for our auto travel throughout Eastern Europe, but that's probably not going to work. Then on the right-hand side are the Russian warships that we mentioned before. And the middle slide, I have to talk about that a little bit extensively. This is actually the second sheet of the the Ukrainian warship set. The first sheet had 6 stamps. If you look at the 3 stamps with the warship on it, that our Ukrainian soldier is giving a very special salute to those warships. On the first sheet, which we don't show here, there are 6 stamps, each with the same salute to the warship. This sheet here was issued in April. The other one was issued in March, and this was issued after the Ukrainians sank the warship. This is the warship Makva, which was a very big deal that it was sunk in the Black Sea. So Ukrainian Post came out with a stamp that shows the warship being done, and that's why they call it the done sheet. And they have 3 images of the warship on the stamp and 3 when it's sunk. It's very, very interesting and iconic sheet from the Ukraine.
Continuing with our method of travel selection, we have traditional rail in Greece, whether on the ground or on a bridge. We have this flying machine from Romania, a whimsical Wright brothers celebration from Bosnia, and my favorite is the Orient Express from Romania. And there's 2 lines here, one which goes from Paris to Bucharest to Romania, and there's the southern line that goes from Paris to Istanbul at that time, but to Constantinople in Turkey. And Alan's going to tell you about this colorful issuance.
Oh, that's beautiful. And you can use the Orient Express to travel through Europe. So that's is definitely a method of travel that you can use. The postcard in the middle is one of my favorites. It's called the Ukrainian Dream. And the Ukrainian Post started up a contest in the schools. And they asked for submissions for what the students felt was the Ukrainian dream. The contest was won by an 11-year-old girl who did this. And it shows the AN-225 plane, which was struck down by a Russian missile. And it shows it going up to the sky. The dream is that Russia will push back on all of the attempts to control it, and the new plane is shown with the girl on top of it and the flowers, and it will survive. It's the will of the Ukrainian people is that nothing in Ukraine will be destroyed.
Connecting all those transportation choices is the bridges of Eastern Europe. This particular one is more of a pedestrian bridge issuance from Russia. This traditional bridge issued by Poland. This one I would not recommend doing on your holiday vacation unless you're an expert. Bridge diving is very popular on Bosnian stamps, and this one's celebrating the bridge diving.
That's actually a famous bridge diver.
The bridges and viaduct issued by Croatia, and this anniversary issuance from Turkey of the bridge over the Bosphorus, uniting the 2 continents of Europe and Asia. Now that we've selected our transportation means for our holiday, we have the seasons to pick, whether summer, winter, whitewater rafting in the spring, not hot air ballooning, but hang gliding in the fall. All of these issuances give us a fun opportunity and all different seasons. Now that we have all our activities, it's time to write about them and send home a postcard. And what better way than to stop and use one of the Europa stamps to celebrate the ancient postal routes.
This is the 2020 Europa series, and each country had some depiction of the postal routes within their country.
Whether
Ancient ones.
whether Bosnia, Latvia, Romania, Poland, Estonia, and Croatia.
And this was by boat. The Poland one was by boat.
By boat. I know we said we were writing the postcard home, and so that should have been our closing, but we have a little encore, because who could resist the festivals of Eastern Europe, whether Croatia or the Carnival of Gabrovo from Bulgaria, or this wonderful circus souvenir sheet from Yugoslavia.
Which is
Now,
not
if
on
you
the map.
remember several slides back, Yugoslavia was not on the map. So did you catch us with a ringer or not? Let's see what Ellen has to say about Yugoslavia here.
Yeah, let me talk a little bit about Yugoslavia. This is one of the last stamps issued by Yugoslavia. A little background on that. Prior to 1918, there were several countries in the area that became Yugoslavia. There was Bosnia, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Slovenia, and Serbia. So those 6 countries were all independent countries. They issued their own stamps, and in 1918 they all joined together to form the Kingdom of the Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. You may have seen it on some stamps where they have SHS. That's the Kingdom of the Serbs, Slovenes, and Croats and Slovenes. I got that one right. In 1928, it became the Kingdom of Yugoslavia, and it continued in existence till 1993. In 1993, there were the Balkan Wars, and each of these countries, except for Serbia and Montenegro, became independent. In 1993, Yugoslavia was known as the Kingdom of Serbia and Montenegro, still with the name Yugoslavia, and that stayed in existence for 10 years. So 2003, it broke up again into those 2 countries, Serbia and Montenegro. And this was the last souvenir sheet issued in Yugoslavia, and it's a gorgeous circus festival that that is really a very nice stamp to have.
And now we thank you, but remember, don't forget to enjoy stamp collecting with the next generation, whether children, nieces, nephews, or grandchildren. And this truly is the landlocked country. This stamp was issued from Hungary, the Stamp Day series. And given our family history and culture, we wanted to include this wonderful rendering of the Stamp Museum in Budapest. So thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed your holiday trip along the philately of Eastern Europe on the coastal countries. And we hope that you can share many questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Thank you.
Hope everybody had fun.
Oh, yes, that was delightful. And no, I had not eaten dinner yet, so I was very hungry during that.
Yeah, we can stop sharing. Yeah,
I'm ready to eat now.
Yeah. Well, you got a lot of choices from 3 of those slides. There was some
Yes,
really good
indeed.
stuff there.
For sure. For sure. It's for a great
Oh, you're
presentation.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
So
inviting us.
thank you so
Most-
much. We
most
really, really
enjoyable.
appreciate it.
It's always great to see you and to see your beautiful stamps.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thanks
hope
for
you'll come
coming,
back.
very much.
everyone.